Breaking news to bring you regarding the NFL, and we're going right to the top for this. Richard Graves, all due respect to you, I don't mean you, take it away.
Thanks very much, Nick. No offence taken, as always. Of course, there was no NFL game staged in the UK last year due to the pandemic. As with all areas of society and sport, everything was affected by the coronavirus. But we can now delightedly tell you that there will be NFL regular season games returning to the UK this autumn, and we can see the games now. They will both be held at Tottenham Stadium, both 2:30 kickoffs. There you go. The New York Jets taking on the Atlanta Falcons. And then on October the 17th, week 6 of the NFL regular season, it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars, complete with a #1 overall draft pick, quarterback Trevor Lawrence, and new head coach Urban Meyer. And to talk a little bit more about those games now, I'm delighted to welcome in Brett Gosper, the NFL's head of Europe and UK. You only assumed the role, Brett, around a month and a half or so ago. First UK games announced. What's the overwhelming feeling? One of excitement or relief?
Well, excitement really. Of course, we're relieved that it's all happening going forward, but huge excitement after a year of absence to be able to come back here at this magnificent stadium. I don't know if you can see much of it around now. It's actually beginning to rain a little bit, but it's still magnificent, and the fans will be hugely excited to know they can come back here in the United Kingdom for those big games in October.
I suppose amongst the fans there'll be a little bit of disappointment because it's 2 games, whereas before it was 4. But it's important to remember that it's a step back towards normality for the NFL to get games here. And we've already heard today how the game originally scheduled for Mexico this year has had to be pushed back, hopefully to next year, because of the way the pandemic's going over there. And I appreciate it's still early days and there's some lack of certainty right now. But are you able to tell fans a little bit about ticket information, when they might go on sale, how many tickets are likely to be available?
Sure, we're working our way through the ticketing situation, also for ticket holders, season ticket holders at Wembley and for Tottenham, and working that through right now. The best thing is for them to go to the NFL website for the UK and find out and follow more as information becomes available. But we've moved to 2 games rather than the 4. It was just easier logistically, given the uncertainties, to manage that and manage all of those protocols for safety and well-being at the one stadium. So there's no reason why we won't return to more games next year. Obviously now we have the 4 games that have been decided by the owners going forward over the next 8 years, so guarantees of high standard games and a commitment to play 2 games a year here at Tottenham. But then after that there may be the volunteering of sides to play at Wembley, such as the Jags, who have a long-term relationship with the fans in the United Kingdom. So we're hopeful we'll have those 4 games in the United Kingdom going forward.
Yeah, we're just looking at pictures there from one of the 2 games that was staged at that stadium at Tottenham a couple of years ago. Fantastic experience. It met with universal approval as well. As you've touched upon there, Brett, it won't have gone unnoticed that for the first time since the UK started hosting regular season games back in 2007, Wembley isn't hosting one of them. Now, the Jacksonville Jaguars have obviously had a long-term agreement in place with Wembley. We believe talks are ongoing between Wembley and the Jags there. But what does this mean for Wembley going forward?
I think Wembley, as you say, they're in good contact with the Jaguars, and there's no reason to believe that they won't go forward with home games with the Jaguars at Wembley in the future. For now, our commitment is to have 2 games a year with Tottenham in this magnificent stadium, but there also will be other games happening in Europe as well in the future that we're planning for. So there'll be more games for fans rather than less, we think.
Yeah, let's touch upon that as well, because your remit, as your title suggests, head of Europe and the UK, looks to the NFL expanding the appeal of its game into the continent. From next year, we've already seen the NFL owners announce that they'd like to play at least 1 game in Europe. Germany has been mentioned as a possible destination. Are you able to tell us a little bit more about that and what impact that might have on UK games going forward?
Well, we're looking at the viability and attractiveness of having a game outside of the UK in Europe, and Germany being the other big market in Europe is the obvious place, and we're looking at that at the moment. It wouldn't affect the United Kingdom. As I say, those 2 games are guaranteed here for a number of years through at the Tottenham Stadium, and again we're confident that the Jags will renew their relationship with Wembley and their fans in this market. So we won't be taking games away to put in Germany, and also it'll give the opportunity for fans in the United Kingdom even to travel to Germany to see some of those games, should be that the place that they land. We have 6,000 German fans coming to the United Kingdom each year for the games, and we can see traffic happening in the other direction too. So more proximity and more opportunities to see NFL football here in the United Kingdom.
And lastly, Brett, because we appreciate you braving the elements down there, we can see the rain coming down on you. Looking at these two games that will be staged here in London this October. In the Jacksonville Jaguars, we've already mentioned you've got the number 1 overall draft pick in quarterback Trevor Lawrence. The New York Jets have the number 2 overall pick in quarterback Zach Wilson. Kyle Pitts will be coming over with the Atlanta Falcons, the much touted tight end. You've got Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback with the Miami Dolphins. There's going to be no lacking in star power for sure and young talent. What is it you're most looking forward to?
And of course, Matt Ryan as well. Yeah, I'm most looking forward to the battle of the quarterbacks. You've got high quality quarterbacks, and that will make for spectacular matches here at Tottenham. So we're really looking forward to it. Of course, the fans first look at Trevor Lawrence, not just the first pick, but also touted by many experts as a once-in-a-generation player, and so that'll be a high curiosity for the fans here. Two fantastic games, and we're really excited to have them back here at Tottenham.
And just to remind fans as well, looking out for tickets and availability, go to the NFL UK's website for information as when that comes out. We thank you very much again, Brett Gosper from the NFL, for braving the elements and joining us on Sky Sports News. And we look forward to those 2 matchups in weeks 5 and 6 of the regular season, when we see the New York Jets take on the Atlanta Falcons and the Miami Dolphins take on the Jacksonville Jaguars.